Hi, I'm Josh Vogel, doing the Sloth Report product review of the Flow Kimonos brand new cotton deluxe belt. So I talked a little bit before about, in the other videos, I talk about the materials that the belts are made of, the difference between puffier belts and, nicer material belts and the inner core webbing and all that kind of stuff. In this particular video, I want to talk a little bit about the different models of Flow Kimonos belts. So I don't have the original belt that John from Flow Kimonos sent me a few years ago anymore. But I do have my hemp belt that they still sell, and I also have the new cotton one. And so I can show you some of the differences between the two. So the new cotton one is, like we talked about in the other video, made out of cotton webbing in the core. So it's got a little bit of a more dense feel and a little bit of, not heavier, but like, dense is a way to put it, I guess. And, but it's still soft and keeps a nice knot. It's a fairly narrow belt, so I think it's about like 1.62 inches wide or something like that. So it's not one of those super thick, fat belts that you tie the knot and it looks like, I don't know, this giant knot in the center of your stomach. It's a reasonable knot. It ties, depending on which knot you use, it'll stay tied better than your average belt. And so you can see here on the black belt, standard red bar, pretty long bar, so I should be able to get maybe, I don't know, like 10 stripes out of this. So if I have this belt for the next like 60 years, I should be able to wear this all the way until I get my red and black belt, at which point I'll be super fancy because I'll be a red and black belt. So nice cotton sheath, pretty long, so there's plenty of room for stripes. Like I said before, the stitching is nice, and it's a really nice color. I've worn it for about a month, pretty regularly, like 3 or 4 times a week for about a month, and I wash it almost every single time that I wear it, so you can see here that the color has been maintained. So a lot of belts will fade fairly quickly, or at least show some signs of wash. This one really shows very little signs of wash. So it's stayed pretty much the same looseness as it did when it came out of the package. Same color, not much has changed. The hemp belts are a little different, right? These, similar patch, right? Ding. Except it's made out of hemp, and the way the belt is built is a little different. This feels like it's got a puffier material on the inside, probably the felt material that we talked about before. And this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows of stitching, same as the other cotton belt. I've had this belt for about a year now, I think, maybe a little bit longer, and I've worn this one. I wear it fairly regularly, like maybe once every other week or something like that. It hasn't faded a ton, but it did fade a lot pretty early on, and then it stopped fading. So you can see the difference in color between this one and this one is pretty different. I get the sense that the cotton one, the colors are more fixed and they won't fade. The hemp one, I think the colors will fade a little bit more. It is a slightly thicker belt, the hemp one, and so it takes a little bit longer to get like floppy and loose, but it also feels real nice, and it's a pretty strong and durable belt as well. So I've had it for about a year and it hasn't really frayed much at all. Just a very small bit somewhere. I can barely even find it. So these are well-built belts. I think the material is still a similar, like that twill kind of pattern on the cotton. So anyway, just as a comparison point between two models of Flow Kimonos belts, the hemp one, a little bit thicker. It actually feels a little bit lighter, which would be great for tournaments. It's a nice quality belt. smells fine. I wash it regularly, so it's not like it would smell anyway, but it does fade a little bit more than the cotton one. Um, and the bar is roughly the same size. So the Flow Kimonos belt's generally pretty long bar, which is good if you have a belt for a long time and you're getting stripe after stripe after stripe. Um, yeah, I guess I like the cotton one a lot because it did come out looser pretty much right away. So it's not like it, you know, I like the hemp one too, but the hemp one took a little bit longer to break in. Cotton one comes pretty much broken in right off the bat. So it's pretty loose right out of the package. Yeah, that's basically it.